Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Super Bowl Sunday. I'm excited to see some football later today. I'm excited it got me out of my weekly trip to go take my mother-in-law out to lunch. It's nice to get a break from that. But let's talk about why we're here. So we are ready for the final playoff game of the second round, the final divisional playoff. And we have not yet seen the best team in the USFFL this year at all in the postseason. So let's crack that egg and make an omelet. Today we have the Green Bay Packers, 15-2 on the regular season. Lost their first game of the year, lost their last game of the year, and they won 15 straight in the middle. Couple of those wins came at the expense of their opponent today. That's the Detroit Lions. So when we say we have a NFC divisional playoff game, it's divisional, as these two teams are about to go to head to see who is going to meet the Philadelphia Eagles in the USFFL NFC Championship game. Let's get on out to the stadium and check it out, shall we? Everybody, we should be good to go. Let's get on out to the stadium, get my ugly mug off the screen. Let's grab me a game number. So it looks like we are in. Give me just a second here. So I was given a little bit of an alert by one of the coaches that he might need a couple of minutes here at the beginning to rework his lineup. So we are going to allow time for that. I think that's the only thing that you see us waiting for here. Let me make sure that the broadcast is coming through live for the folks at home. Broadcast is coming through live for the folks at home. That's not me again. That is on repeat. So we are coming through just fine. And we're getting ready for the game to start. So again, we've got the Green Bay Packers at home making their playoff debut as the best team in the league this year. They are going to be taking on the Detroit Lions, who were 13-4 on the year, a hefty record for a wild card team. They were actually 14-4 now because they did win their first round playoff game. That would be against, why can't I not remember presently? Let's go back and find out. Detroit Lions, of course, yes, they beat the Seattle Seahawks, the great DC, by 34-23 margin. So that's how the Lions advanced. So they're 14-4. Packers are 15-2. Your Green Bay Packers are coached by Scott Mueller. Scott is the software administrator for the USFFL. So he is the person who sends out the weekly lineups to you, or I should say the weekly file to you. The Detroit Lions are coached by Michael Emerson. And again, they finished 14-4. And we should be getting away any second now. Winner of this game is going to be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles won just yesterday in a very exciting game against the New Orleans Saints. Eagles still is amazing to me. Eagles won that game despite Jalen Hurts getting, 8 for 26 passing for 66 yards in that game. The Saints quarterback, Derek Carr, threw for over 300 yards. And with only a 1 turnover advantage, the Eagles win that game. It was pretty amazing. Kind of fun to see. So we've got our final 4 almost set. Chiefs and Bengals will play in the AFC title game next week. And the NFC title game next week will be the Philadelphia Eagles against one of these 2 teams. The Eagles will be at home if it's against the Lions. They will be on the road if it is against the Packers. And we are underway. We have the very first play coming up. Lions are going to have the possession first in this game. They begin at the 30. Defense calls run. Here's a short pass, and that's going to be incomplete. Jared Goff tried to hit a tight end, Brock Wright. Got his interception split roll on wrong. So an unfortunate roll to start the series for the Lions. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Almost done setting up here. Lions in a blocking back set. David Montgomery is the tailback here. Of course, they have the 2-headed monster that includes Jahmyr Gibbs. Packers guess run again. Back to pass, though, is Goff. He's looking short, this time on the defensive card to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and that's going to be a catch. Receiver was the result, and on short pass wrong, Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to make good work of that. He picks up 18 yards on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 now at the 48-yard line. Here's a 1-yard run for David Montgomery on his wrong column. And I've just been reminded very quickly that this game is going to move quick. These coaches fly. So it'll be a little bit of an auctioneer call with a little bit less detail today. 2nd and 9. Here's an off-tackle handoff. David Montgomery, and he picks up 5 on the defensive card of the Packers. And that's going to set up a 3rd and 4. 2 tight ends are out there on this 3rd down for Detroit. Green Bay has an excellent run defense and an average to good pass defense. 3rd and 4, inside handoff goes to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's a little short. He got 3 yards, and it is 4th and 1. Green Bay at their, Lions from their own 43, they're going to go. So right out of the chute from their own 43, 4th and 1, Lions are going to go. David Montgomery is the tailback. Lone tailback in a 2 tight end set. The call was for a run. It's a button hook. That's caught. And a 1st down to the tailback, Montgomery. 8-yard pickup. Now down to the Green Bay 35. 3 wide receivers split out. Halfback is still Montgomery. Nickel defense, back to pass. Looking deep. Double on the tight end. Empty zone to the quarterback card. It goes, though, to Jamison Williams, and he's got the catch. Deep ball to Williams. He's going to go to the house. Touchdown, Lions. Jared Goff hits his long gain on his card. And it's a 35-yard touchdown pass. Goff to Jamison Williams. Extra point was up and good. And quickly, 7-0 Lions. 11:24 to go after a touchback. Packers begin at their 30. A short pass, and Love connects to Jaden Reed for 12. Quickly out to the 42 now. 2 tight end set. Look at pass. Linebacker stayed home, and that's going to be incomplete. Lions on their defensive card on 6 have nothing. Detroit Lions defensively, good to excellent against the run. Average to poor against the pass. Back to pass on 2nd and 10. Love looks short. And dead ball foul going to wipe away this play. Back up the offense. It is 2nd and 15. They'll stay in the 2 tight end. Interesting. We're going to have to look at some of these injuries here in a little bit. Here's a pitch out on 2nd and 15, and that goes to the defensive card. Not good news for the Packers. Josh Jacobs just gets 2 yards on his first carry. It's going to be 3rd and 13, Packers at their 39. 3 wide receivers split out. And here comes the pressure, and down goes Love. Sack on the play by Brian Branch, the safety. 9-yard loss and a punt from the 33. Here's a 45-yard boot and a fair catch by the Lions at the 22. They'll take over right there. Lions defensively are without their middle linebacker, Jack Campbell, in this game. He's 5 rated with a 6 against the run. 3 pass rush, so they're going to be without him. And did I lock myself up here? I'm thinking maybe I did. Either they're locked or I'm locked. All right, we're going to close Strat. And then try to get back in. Bear with me here. All right, so let's try again. At the speed that these two teams play, we may already be in the second quarter by the time I pull it back up. Lions up 7-0, and when we left off, they had just taken over possession, and the Packers are now with possession. 3rd and goal at the 10. There must have been a turnover. 3rd and goal at the 10 for the Packers. 3 wide receivers split out. Love in the shotgun. Emmanuel Wilson in the backfield beside him with his 2 pass block rating. Lions show a nickel. Back to pass, looking short, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Actually, illegal procedure against the offense. I stand corrected. That wipes away a touchdown pass. So 3rd and goal at the 15. And it looks like maybe that was a sack fumble. Actually, you know what? It would probably show right here. So it's Amon-Ra St. Brown who caught a look-in pass and fumbled the ball. There's a flat pass. It goes for 8 yards, and it's going to be 4th and goal at the 7. So an Amon-Ra St. Brown fumble leads to a field goal attempt. It's up and good. Green Bay is on the board after a Lions turnover. Lions defense holds, makes a field goal attempt for the Green Bay Packers. 7-3 Lions, 6:54 to go, first quarter. After a touchback, Lions are going to take over at their 30. 1st and 10. Here's a pitch out on 1st down to Jahmyr Gibbs. Gets his right column and a -5-yard reading. 2nd and 15. Big loss on that play. Good call, Coach Mueller. Base run set now with Montgomery at tailback. Back to pass, Goff. He is looking deep. He wants his tight end, Sam Laporta, and that pass is going to be caught by Laporta. Big gainer. Across midfield he goes, inside the 40 and down to the 36 of Green Bay. Gain of 39 for Sam Laporta. And Jared Goff quickly, 4 of 5 for 100 yards and a touchdown already in this game. There's a flat pass, double-teamed receiver, and incomplete. Another good call by the defensive coach Mueller. He was all over tailback Jahmyr Gibbs. But a penalty wipes that away. It was holding. So 1st and 20 now for the Lions. Just over midfield, 2 tight ends set. Here's a handoff off tackle. Jahmyr Gibbs gets his wrong column. That's good news. Pops a short gain, and there he goes. Right into the secondary, down near the 30 at the 31. That's a pickup of 15 for Gibbs. And it'll be 2nd and 5 for Detroit. Gibbs is out. Montgomery comes in. 4-3 shown by the defense. They guess run. Goff back to pass. He looks short. He wants his tight end Brock Wright, and incomplete. Second time he's thrown to Brock Wright. It was first play of the game. That's what it was. And same result here. Got the interception split roll. 2 and 12. Rolled a 3, so nearly intercepted. 3rd and 5 for the Lions. Montgomery out. Gibbs back in at tailback. Gibbs has an A-rated yak. And on 3rd and 5, inside handoff. Gibbs up the middle, and he's got first down yardage as he plows ahead for 7 yards. Move the sticks. Lions now from the Green Bay 24. They'll stay in a 2 tight end set. Amon-Ra St. Brown to the right. Jamison Williams to the left. Inside handoff, Montgomery. Defense calls run, and it's going to be just 2 yards. Good read. Coach Mueller again defensively. Could have been 6. And it's 2nd and 8. Still a base run set with Montgomery. Back to pass, looking short and no good. Tried to hit Jamison Williams, and Jared Goff on his wrong column found one of only 2 automatic incompletions. So 3rd and 8. 2 tight end set. Gibbs at tailback. The snap, back to pass. Goff looks short. He's got his man. First down yardage. Jamison Williams right back to him for a pickup of 14 on Goff's column right. 1st and goal, Lions at the 8. Lions in a full house set. That'll get both Gibbs and Montgomery on the field. 4-3 blitz shown here from Coach Mueller and the Packers. Packers gets run again. Short pass and no good. As a matter of fact, they're calling that intentional grounding. Wow, bad break, Lions. Loss of down and yards. 2nd and goal, back at the 18 now. 3 wide receivers come into the formation. Khalif Raymond is in the slot. Handoff nonetheless, off tackle. Jahmyr Gibbs goes to his wrong column again. He's got another short gain. Gibbs headed toward the goal line. He is brought down at the 1. Almost got there. Gain of 17. And it is 3rd and goal, Lions at the Green Bay 1. Big play, full house set. 4-3 blitz from the defense. The sneak for the quarterback. Defense gets his run. Goff on his card. Touchdown, Lions. Lions hit the goal line again. Extra point up and good, and at the 2:06 mark of the first quarter, Detroit winning on the road in Green Bay, up 14-3. Touchback, and the Packers begin at the 30. Packers won both games early in the year. Here's an inside run, Emmanuel Wilson, and Wilson beats a linebacker, and he's across the 40 out to the 44. That's a gain of 14. And a new set of downs for the Packers. Packers won in the midseason against the Lions, 33-23, and then a month later they went to Detroit and snuck out a 1-point win. Off tackle, Jacobs, and he's going to get 5, but a personal foul, roughing. A little extra heat on that tackle by the Lions, and they'll mark off 15 yards, and that gets the Packers all the way into field goal range at the Detroit 36. Here's a first down screen, and it's going to be caught Josh Jacobs, but just a 3-yard gain as he is quickly brought down by Alex Anzalone. 2nd and 7 at the 33. From right here, 2 to 8, 11 and 12. Field goal with no variable risk. Look-in pass. This goes to Josh Jacobs. It's caught. He beats a linebacker, and he's ahead for a big gainer inside the 20 and down to the 15-yard line. Linebacker in zone was the reading. Just a 4 on the white die without the injury to Jack Campbell. That's just an incompletion. Backup couldn't get it done. From the 15, button hook, right back. It's caught inside the 5, or actually right down to the 5, again at 10, to Emmanuel Wilson, the tailback. Packers now 1st and goal at the 5. Full house set. Defense looks run. Back to pass. Love. Short. Cannot get it. Missed it in his wrong column. It's going to be 2nd and goal at the 5. Again, full house. 4-3 blitz by the Lions. Guess run on defense. Back to pass. Short and no good again as Love hits the interception split roll and barely misses it on the defensive card. 2 to 5 and 12 rolls in 11. 3rd and goal. Packers at the 5. Full house set. Back to pass. Looking short, and it's going to be incomplete. Defense read it, and out comes Brandon McManus for another field goal. He shakes it. A penalty on the play is holding against Green Bay. Detroit declines. That field goal from the 5 is a 2 through 11, and Brandon McManus fails. Big fail there. It's still 14-3. With the Detroit Lions on top. So a good start for them. And we need to take a short break, folks. So let me take a look at a few things here. Coaches have requested a short break. I can only respect that as I caused a couple of breaks in my playoff game the other night as I copped to in the post-game interview. So we are early second quarter here in Green Bay. Packers are trailing 14-3 to the Detroit Lions, and the Lions have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 20. Jared Goff has already hit a couple of long balls against the Green Bay defense, outgaining the Packers so far 160-77. That is a lot of yards for what amounts to pretty much just the first quarter for the most part. We do have the 1 turnover that was by Detroit. That's what led to Green Bay's only points. Red zone. There it is. That's what's killing the Packers. They've been in the red zone twice, and they have just 3 points to show for it. Held to a field goal attempt both times, and McManus missed one. We still have another broadcast coming up tomorrow. It'll be the 2nd Coach of the Year semifinal between the New England Patriots, coached by Dennis Young, and the New York Giants, coached by the grandfather of the league, Mr. Scott Kaplan. I call him the grandfather because he has been in this league for almost a quarter century or a quarter century. I can't remember what year we're on. But he has been here every year, long before I got here, and he's played the New York Giants from start to finish. I think that's awesome. He's number 1 on our stack ranking, and probably always will be unless he gets that tickle to abandon New York and grab another team. Winner of that game will go to the Coach of the Year final and take on Coach Rich Pierce and the San Francisco 49ers. Coach Pierce just barely missed the playoffs this year. Lost the division to the Seahawks. And Coach Pierce is currently still our 2-time defending USFFL champion. So he's still the champion of this league until we get this settled on our own Super Bowl coming up in a couple weeks probably. We haven't posted it publicly, but I mentioned Monday night a broadcast of the COY semifinal game. Just one night later, we're going to have our first championship game on the AFC side. The AFC title game has been tentatively scheduled for Tuesday night. That's going to be the 7-seeded Cincinnati Bengals on the road in Arrowhead against the 3-seeded Kansas City Chiefs. The Bengals, as the 7th seed, went on the road and beat the Buffalo Bills. And then they went on the road and they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that had beat them twice during the regular season. That's how they advanced. The Kansas City Chiefs, in the first round, took on the Los Angeles Chargers, a division opponent, and beat them 24-17. And then in the divisional round, quite a barn burner of a game as the Houston Texans took them to overtime, but the Chiefs were victorious. Mahomes scalding hot down the stretch. Chiefs advance with a 42-35 victory in overtime. So that's how we got here. We're back in action. Lions begin at their 20, up by 11, 14-3. 2 tight end set. Here's a flat pass. This goes to Jameson Williams, and he's got it, but just a 4-yard gain. Brought down by Isaiah McDuffie. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Didn't get a chance to follow up and look at those Green Bay injuries. We talked about Jack Campbell. Here's another screen pass. This goes to Montgomery. Receiver opportunity, and he's got himself a big gainer. 15 yards on wrong. Montgomery's receiver card wrong. 1st and 10 now out to the 39. Inside handoff Montgomery. This time he's going to lose a couple. Credit Packers defense for calling runs. 2nd and 12. Off tackle handoff, Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's going to get 4. And that makes it 3rd down and 8 for Detroit. Packers defense an opportunity to get off the field here. They really need it. 2 tight end set. Back to pass. Goff looks short. Wants his tight end, but penalty and dead ball foul. 3rd and 8 just became 3rd and 13. Two tight end set. Packers defense in a nickel. Back to pass. Looking short. Going right back to his tight end, Laporta. Too much pressure. Dumping it off now to Jahmyr Gibbs. That's good news if you're the Lions. Goes to the 0-man column. Catch and 10-yard pickup. What just happened? Was that on 4th down? Green Bay has the ball. Did I miss it? Was on 4th down? Looks like it was. Green Bay, 1st and 10 at their own 40. Here comes a deep pass. Love going for Jaden Reed. That pass is caught. Deep ball by the Packers inside the 30, down to the 21. $39-yard gain on that pass as Love goes over 100 yards passing now. New set of downs. Quick slant over the middle. Receiver opportunity. Tucker Kraft makes the catch. He's got 8 yards, and he drops the ball. It's loose. Fumble after that catch. Let's see who's got it. And it looks like the Lions recover, and they do. Wow, Packers got into the red zone again. Or was it just outside the red zone? But Tucker Kraft fumbles it after the catch. So the Lions now take over at their own 13-yard line. Inside handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's got 7. It's 2nd and 3. I did finally get a chance to take a look and review the 3 injuries for the Packers, all backups. So not much to be considered or worried about there. Biggest injury is to Jack Campbell, middle linebacker of Detroit. Blocking back set. Here's a run off tackle. David Montgomery's got it. Goes to the defensive card, and he's got 5. 6 on the white die. Good enough to beat the defensive tackle, Kenny Clark. New set of down Lions at the 25-yard line. Here's a flat pass going to Jameson Williams. And it's a yak opportunity for Jamison. And he's got a first down catch. He's going to get 10 yards. Williams looked good on that yak chart. He is a yak rating of A. I did not realize he is an A-rated yak. Fantastic. New set of downs. Look in and no good. Incomplete. Defensive card of the Packers good enough to stand up on that one. 2nd and 10. Tried to hit Amon-Ra St. Brown. Back to pass, looking short. This goes to St. Brown again and almost picked off. Wow, Jared Goff. Short pass right, interception split at 2 through 5, 11, 12. Rolls to 6. 3rd and 10 for the Lions. 2 tight end set. Packers drop back in a nickel. Back to pass, looking short. That goes to Brock Wright. Caught, first down yardage. But, the penalties against the defense. That'll be declined by Detroit. First down on a 15-yard reception to Brock Wright as he beats the defender with a 5 on the white die. New set of down, Lions right at midfield on the 50. Gibbs is in behind 2 tight ends. Here's a look-in pass to Laporta, and it's incomplete. Had the defense guessing run, but defensive card, split roll for 2 yards. Couldn't hit it. 2nd and 10. 7:12 remains in the first half. 14-3 Lions. Back to pass. Looking deep. Going to a double receiver. And they got the pick. Green Bay doubling all over. Jamison Williams and Xavier McKinney, the safety doubling on the play. Gets that pick on a 2 through 7. 11 and 12 split roll on the defensive card. So another turnover. Packers begin at their own 40 after the return. Screen pass, yak opportunity set up for Josh Jacobs, and a bad roll and a 1-yard loss. Jacobs has a B-rated yak, but a terrible roll. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass again, Love. Looking short and no good. He was looking for his tight end, Musgrave. 3rd and 11 for the Packers. 3 wide receivers split out. Love out of the shotgun. Lions set up in a nickel. And back to pass again. Love, short, no good. 4-man column defensively. Would have been a long gain on 3 men. The punter is out, though. 55-yard boot. Daniel Whelan inside the 10, down to the 6. Short return there, Khalif Raymond. And with 5:42 remaining in the first half, Lions will begin again from their own 15-yard line. There's a run for Jahmyr Gibbs and nothing doing as defense was looking run. 2nd and 10. Gibbs is out. Montgomery back in. Packers guest run again. Back to pass. Short. And that's caught by Amon-Ra St. Brown and first down yardage out to the 30-yard line. Pick up a 15 on the wrong column of his quarterback. Now 2 tight ends set. Gibbs is back in. Inside handoff to him. Defense looking pass. Gibbs gets his wrong column, and that's good news as he's got another short gain run. Good yardage out across the 40, across the 45 to the 47. Pick up a 17. 9 rushes, 65 yards in the first half for Gibbs. Lions from their own 47 now, 4.5 remaining in the first half. Montgomery back in at tailback, base run set. Inside handoff to him. Defense called run, and it's going to be a 2-yard loss for Montgomery. He's struggling, unlike Gibbs. 6 runs, 9 yards. 2nd and 12. Montgomery's still your tailback. Off tackle Montgomery. Again, defense calls run, and again the same result and another 2-yard loss. So credit goes to Green Bay Packers coach Scott Mueller as he has now set himself up nicely with a 3rd and 14 for the Lions and a chance to get off the field. 2 tight ends. Formation for the Lions. Gibbs, your tailback. Nickel from the Packers. 3rd and 14, 3:18 to go. Back to pass. Looking deep is Goff. He wants Amon-Ra St. Brown. And too much pressure. We've got a dump off. Sam Laporta in the flat needs 14. Yak opportunity for the Green Bay tight end. And not a bad roll, but not a good yak reading. 6-yard gain, and the Lions punt on 4th and 9. And that punt is returned for short yardage. Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line. 2:24 remains. Packers trail at home 14-3. 2-minute offense now as they're going to try to get on the scoreboard here. Inside handoff. This goes to Emmanuel Wilson, and nothing doing as the Packers running back hits the 5 on his wrong column. 2nd and 10. Wilson stays in. I believe he has the better pass block rating as opposed to Josh Jacobs. And indeed, that's true. Josh Jacobs has a 0 pass block rating. Lions don't have a star blitzer, though. 2 tight ends set for Green Bay. And an inside handoff right back to Wilson, and he's ahead for 6. Penalty on the play is against the defense, a 5-yard mark-off, so I think they'll accept that penalty. They do. 2nd and 5, Green Bay at the 14. Penalty stops the clock. We're inside the 2-minute warning now. 1:52. 2 tight ends set for the Packers. There's a screen to the halfback Wilson. Receiver opportunity. He's got it, but just a yard. Not the best card there. Actually, pretty much nothing there unless you get snake eyes. 3rd and 4. Wilson still the tailback. 2 tight end set. Both teams let the clock run. It's down to 1:22 and showing. All 3 timeouts for both teams. Back to pass. Looking short. Receivers doubled and incomplete. Tried to hit Romeo Doubs. Great call by the defensive coach. 4th and 4. Here comes Whelan with the punt. Fielded at the 38 of Detroit. Here comes a good return across midfield. All the way down to the 37 of Green Bay. Khalif Raymond, 25 yards on that punt return. And with 1:07 remaining before halftime, 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 37 for Detroit. Back to pass, looking short. That receiver's doubled, incomplete. A penalty, however, and Green Bay defensively called for pass interference. A little too aggressive with that double coverage on Jameson Williams. 1st and 10 now at the 21. Final 60 seconds of the first half. And critical that Green Bay holds them to a field goal attempt here. Flat pass. This goes to Laporta. Defense looking run. And it's a yak opportunity. Sam Laporta, not great yak, but a decent roll. 1st down yardage inside the 10 and out of bounds. Looks like he's at the 8-yard line. Make it the 9. Pickup of 12 on the play. 1st and goal at the 9. 52 seconds left in the half. Full house set, off tackle run, and a good 4 yards there on the right column of David Montgomery. 2nd and goal at the 5. Packers are calling a timeout. They want to save time. Full house set. 4-3 blitz by the Packers. Packers crash run, back to pass, looking short, receiver opportunity. That is a catch and a touchdown. Jared Goff to Brock Wright. 5-yard touchdown pass. And with just 30 seconds left before halftime intermission, the Detroit Lions are out in front 21-3 on Green Bay. After a touchback, Packers at their own 30, back to pass and looking deep. Love going with 2 men in that zone and no good on the defensive card. 2nd and 10, 22 seconds left. 3 wide receivers. Splitting out, 1 halfback. Love in the shotgun. Looking pass, empty zone, and it's going to be just 5 yards on the quarterback card. Not what you wanted if you're Green Bay. And they will call their second timeout. 15 seconds remains. 3rd and 5 at their own 35. And I'm pretty sure you're going to see the deep ball here. You're kind of out of time if you're trying to sneak out a field goal range opportunity. Another looking pass. Linebacker stays home. That's going to be caught for 9 yards and a first down out to the Green Bay 44. I assume Packers take their last time out. They have 8 seconds left. Got to get to the 38-yard line of the other side. So that's 18 yards away. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Back to throw, looking deep and no good. Christian Watson, again, 2 men on that defensive card, nothing there. And just 1 second remains here in the first half, so Packers probably throwing deep and praying for a catch or a penalty. Really, a penalty is what you need because there's only 1 second left. Here comes the pass, looking deep, and that's going to be picked off. Picked off by the Lions at their own 26. There is no return, however, a penalty on the play, and it was against the defense, but just 5-yard penalty. So now 2nd and 5, Packers at their own 49. 1 final play. 51 yards away. Nickel defense again, 3 wide receivers. Back to pass, looking deep, 2 men in zone, and that's going to do it. Incomplete. Falls harmlessly to the ground. So we reach halftime here in Green Bay. Packers struggling at home here in this playoff game. Whoa, and we just lost our broadcast. Not sure what happened there, but let's get it back up. Your score at halftime from Green Bay, Detroit Lions up big on the road, 21-3. Second half underway. We got back connected just in time for the kickoff. And Green Bay will have the opening possession. Do want to try to catch that halftime yardage. Here's a pitch out to Josh Jacobs. He gets just 2 yards on the defensive card. Again, both defenses very good, stout against the run. Other than that 2-yard gain, halftime stats, Detroit outgained them 282-140. Here's a flat pass, nearly picked off. Love hit his interception split roll, but misses that split 3rd and 8. 16 first downs to 8. So basically, Detroit doubled them up in that first half. Another flat pass, receiver opportunity, and nothing doing. And it's a quick 3 and out for Green Bay. Daniel Whelan on to punt. 45-yard boot inside the 20 down to the 13. And a 9-yard return there by Khalif Raymond. So the Packers got the first possession and really needed to make some noise. They did not do it. Two tight end set for Detroit. Here comes the screen, Jahmyr Gibbs. Defense guesses run. Dangerous opportunity. 5 yards of yak setup by the quarterback and a first down catch and run. There is a penalty. And bring it back. Lions guilty of holding. There's a break for the Packers. Now 1st and 20 back at the 12-yard line. 2 tight end set. Flat pass, Jameson Williams. Again, the defense guesses run, and it is incomplete. As a 4 on the white die, not enough to beat that linebacker in zone, which is confused. There we go. Eric Wilson, 4-rated linebacker, good enough to prevent that short gain. 2nd and 20. Montgomery in at tailback. Back to pass, looking deep, empty zone, and no good, incomplete. Went to the offense on the white die, and Goff just missed an opportunity on his card. 222s, we've got an offensive injury, and it's a big one. That's Jameson Williams. A-rated yak, huge deep ball threat. 3rd and 20. Williams is out for the remainder of this game. He will be back next week, provided the Lions advance. 3rd and 20 off tackle draw. David Montgomery beats the tackle, but just for 6 yards. 4th and 14. Lions punting from their 18. So just 3 minutes into the second half, both teams have punted. Oh, and there's a snake eyes punt. Big boot. Jack Fox all the way to the opposing 15, but wipe away that play as the Lions commit another penalty. And now they've got a punt from 5 yards further back. 54-yard boot this time. Very different. Fielded by the Packers at their 33. And a fair catch right there by Jaden Reed. 11:24 on the clock. 21-3 Lions. Packers begin at their 33. 2 tight ends set. Off tackle handoff, Josh Jacobs, and he's got just 2 yards. Jacobs just 4 rushes, 11 yards in this game. And I think he's got a pretty good card. Yeah, he sure does. I'm sort of surprised we're not seeing a little more of him. Here's an off-tackle run to him. And right on cue, there's the short gain, Josh Jacobs. His first big gainer of the game, 13 and a first down. Yeah, if you're the Packers, down 18 here, you're running out of opportunities to make the run game relevant. Here's an inside handoff and a 3-yard gain there by Jacobs. That one went to the defensive card, 2nd and 7. 2 tight ends set. Off tackle, right back to Jacobs on the defensive card and just a 1-yard gain. Got to stay off that defensive card. 3rd and 6. And now Jacobs is out for the pass blocking of Emmanuel Wilson. 3 wide receivers. Love in the shotgun. We're at the Detroit 48. It's 3rd and 6. And it's an inside run draw. Emmanuel Wilson to the defensive card, and he's got it. Needed 6, got 6. Move the sticks. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. 1st and 10 at the 42 of Detroit. Right back to the 2 tight end set with Jacobs at tailback. Maybe he'll think you're going to call a run defense and throw. Back to pass, short. And that's caught. Tight end has it. Musgrave for 11. And that gets Green Bay down to the 31-yard line. Love 13 of 27, just under 50%. Flat pass, Tucker Kraft, incomplete, and bad break there for Green Bay as that went to the defensive card. Defensive called run. 2nd and 10. Jacobs still in there. Back to pass. Looking short. Goes right back to Musgrave. No good, incomplete. Love on his card in the right column. 3rd and 10. They're at the 31. Field goal could make it a 15-point game, so those would still be important points. 3 wide receivers split out of shotgun. Back to pass. Short. No good. Tried to hit Romeo Doubs, and I think we're going to see that field goal kicker, and we do. From 48 yards, Brandon McManus is up, and he is good. 2 through 8, 11 and 12. Got me worried for a second with double sixes, but he nails it. 21-6. Packers another field goal. They trailed, but now by 15. So technically a 2-score game. That was step number 1. If you're the Packers, you got to get to that spot to mount a comeback. 6:18 to go, 3rd quarter. Lions begin at their own 32. Defense guesses run. Back to pass. Short. Caught. Tim Patrick has it and a first down. Pick up a 10. Had the defense looking run. Packers calling a lot of run in this game. Now, granted, you're staring at the best running back combo in the league. Again, 1st and 10. Montgomery, your tailback. Here's a look-in pass to him. Linebacker is home. It's caught. 4-yard gain, but the defense is flagged for a penalty of 5 yards, so they'll take that instead. 1st and 5. Detroit at their own 47. Montgomery stays in. And here's a screen pass to Montgomery.
Right side on wrong. There's a nice yak opportunity set up for him, and he can't do much with it. 5-yard gain on the play. It's good enough for a first down. None of that yardage came from the tailback there. Now first down at the Green Bay 48. Montgomery, a B-rated yak, but didn't show up there. Back to pass on first down, looking short. Tight end Laporta, and no good. Laporta had an opportunity on his right column. Couldn't get it. 2nd and 10. Goff 16 of 27 for 220. Two tight end set. Back to pass. Short, right back to his tight end, and this time Laporta brings it in for a 12-yard pickup. 4th catch for Laporta. He's got 68 in this game. Lions now from the 36. Montgomery out, Gibbs in, and it's an inside handoff to him, and he's ahead for 7 as the center. Good enough to make a block with that 6 white die. 3 6s from center, right guard, and right tackle. So just a good run blocking team. Off tackle, David Montgomery. Defense guesses run, but it goes to the defensive card, and that's another 8 yards. David Montgomery on that one, and a new set of downs for the Lions at the 21-yard line of Green Bay. 2 tight end set. Quay Walker, his 8th tackle on that one. Flat pass to Tim Patrick. Catch, run, and he's up ahead near a first down. In a 9, 2nd and 1 at the Green Bay 12. Two tight end set. Defense gets his run, back to pass. Short, defender opportunity, and incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown couldn't beat the defender with that 5 on the white die. Kesey and Nixon, too good. It's 3rd and 1. Montgomery, the tailback behind 2 tight ends. Brock Wright and Sam Laporta are your bookends. Short yardage defense. Back to pass. Looking short to Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown, Detroit. 3rd touchdown of the game. Jared Goff. Extra point up and good, although there's a penalty. But headline. The penalty was on the defense, so they'll keep that extra point. It is 28-6 for the Detroit Lions. Now, I would never count out the Packers. 15 wins. But with 2:24 to remain here in the 3rd quarter, they need to get busy. Back to pass. Love looking deep and dials up a catch there. Dontavian Wicks for 27. That'll get the Packers quickly over midfield at the Detroit 43. Back to pass is a little look-in. Yak opportunity set up for Emmanuel Wilson, and just a yard on that one is Wilson with a good yak rating. Got a bad roll. 2nd and 9. Inside handoff to Wilson to the defensive card. Split roll opportunity. He's going to get 5. That makes it 3rd and 4. Could have had 15 on 2 through 5 and 12. Jacobs comes in on 3rd down, so that opens up a more likelihood of a run, but we're in a 3-wide receiver, 1 halfback set. There's the handoff. Off tackle, Josh Jacobs to the defensive card, beats the right tackle with a 6 on the white die, and that's a first down tote. Just 8 runs, 34 yards for Josh Jacobs in this game. 1st and 10 at the 31 now for the Packers. Here's a quick slant, quick Tucker Kraft. 0-rated linebacker there. Yak opportunity set up for Kraft. He's pretty good, and he's going to get 5 yards. Looks like Kraft has A-rated yak. 2nd and 5. Indeed he does. A-rated yak. Back to pass. Looking short. This is going for Christian Watson and incomplete. As Love flirts with the interception split roll on the defensive card. 3rd and 5 Packers at the 26. And I don't think they'd go for a field goal anymore. Flat pass. Josh Jacobs. Receiver opportunity and incomplete. There is a penalty. And Detroit bails them out. Personal foul. Mark off 15 yards. We're in the 4th quarter now. 14:24 remains. 1st and 10. Packers at the Detroit 13. Love, back to pass, short. That's caught down near the goal line and tackled at the 1 is Romeo Doubs. Pick up a 12, first and goal. Full house set. Inside handoff, touchdown Packers. JJ with the touchdown dive. That makes it 28-12. I thought he might go for 2, but he's not going to do it. Extra point. Brandon McManus is automatic, which means he hits it. And with 13:30 to go in the game, it's a 15-point differential. 28-13 for the Lions. Lions begin at their own 15. So we missed a bad return or something there. Here's a button hook to Montgomery, incomplete. Interception, split roll opportunity on the defensive card. Not much odds there. 2nd and 10. Montgomery stays in. Base run set, blocking back. And a handoff to him. Off tackle on wrong. Does go to his wrong column, and there's the short gain. And a big 20-yard run all the way out to the 35 for Montgomery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 short gains on that off tackle wrong column. So great odds, and he finally hit a big one. Now from the 35, Montgomery stays in. 2 tight end set. Back to pass. Goff looks short. He wants Amon-Ra St. Brown. To the defensive card he goes, and that's caught St. Brown. He's got the long gain on the defensive card. Big gainer up the right sideline, down to the 30, inside the 30 of Green Bay, to the 28. 37-yard catch and run, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's got 3 catches for 70. 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 28. Inside handoff. Montgomery, nothing doing. As the defense calls run and gets the right column. 2nd and 10. Base run set yet again. Here's a look in pass. Defense looking run. It's going to be caught. Just a 3-yard gain, however, on the defensive card. So 3rd and 7 for Detroit. They're at the 25 from right here. It's 2 to 9 and 12 with no variable risk at all. Packers can ill afford to give up a field goal. They could really use some sort of a turnover here on 3rd and 7. They guess run. Back to pass. Looking short. Receiver opportunity. And no good. Tim Patrick could not make the catch on wrong. Field goal from the 25 is up, and it is good. And that will extend the lead for the Lions, 31-13. That's an 18-point lead. 3 scores needed for the Packers at home. 10-12 remains, 4th quarter. After a touchback, they'll begin at their own 30. Back to pass, looking deep. Once Christian Watson, there's a penalty and a dead ball foul. 5-yard mark off against the offense. 1st and 15. Here's a look-in pass. Tucker Kraft, he's got the A-rated yak, but we're on the defensive card. Nice catch and run of 9. It hit the 0-man column, but receiver was the result, and Tucker Kraft's got a pretty good card there. 2nd and 6. Still some work to do after that penalty. Inside handoff, and there's 5 yards. Josh Jacobs, that'll make it 3rd and 1. Clock now winding down, under 9 minutes remaining in this game. 3 wide receivers split out. Dobbs and Reed split out wide. Christian Watson in the slot. Nickel defense. Here's a look-in pass. Tucker Kraft. And that's going to be a yak opportunity. He's got that A-rated yak. And a good roll for Tucker Kraft. 1st down yardage across midfield to the Detroit 48. Pickup of 13 on the play. 7th catch of the game, Tucker Kraft. And a new set of downs for the Packers. Back to pass. Love. Looks short. He wants Romeo Doubs. And too much pressure. We're dumping it off now to Tucker Kraft. A-rated yak opportunity if he gets it, and he does. Yak opportunity reading for Tucker Kraft, and here's a good catch and run. Tucker Kraft, big gainer. He's up the sidelines, and he may go inside the 30, inside the 20, inside the 10, and it's a touchdown for the Packers. Flat pass, yak reading, long gain for Tucker Kraft. We had just made reference to it. And it looks like it's 31-20. So the extra point good. 11-point difference now. 8:24 remains. Lions begin at the 30. Handoff Gibbs, and he's got a big carry all the way out across the 50. 32 yards on the Packers. Snake eyes. No linebackers. Defensive card off tackle. 1st and 10 at the 38 of Green Bay. 2 tight end set. Packers guess run, flat pass, Jahmyr Gibbs, and he loses 4 on the defensive card. Just what the Packers needed. 2nd and 14 at the 42. Clock now shows 7:12 remaining in this game. Defense guesses run, back to pass, short. That's caught. Laporta, pick up a 10. Ooh, Amon-Ra St. Brown is down. You're already down Jamison Williams. There went Amon-Ra St. Brown. He will be available if overtime comes around. A poet, I didn't even know it. 3rd down and 4 for the Lions. Packers needing to hold him to a field goal attempt. They guess short yardage, but it's a screen to the defensive card and another 4-yard loss for Gibbs. Big break. 4th and 8 at the 36 for the Lions. 53-yard field goal attempt is no good. And with 5:42 remain, Packers have the ball. Actually, now the clock says 6 minutes. So we've got 6 minutes left. Packers trail by 11. They have the ball. 3 wide receivers. Split out. Nickel from the Lions. Back to pass and looking deep. He wants Jaden Reed. He's got him. 27-yard pickup for Love on his card. All the way down to the Detroit 30. You only thought this game was over. Watch out, folks. 3 wide receivers split out again. Here's a flat pass. Tucker Kraft, that's incomplete on the defensive card. Feels like just moments ago, it was a 31-13 game, and the Lions had the ball. Back to pass. Looking deep. He wants Christian Watson. Too much pressure, and he's going to dump it off. We're in the flat now to Josh Jacobs. He's got a good yak reading, but again, a receiver result and an incomplete pass. Bad break, as that was in the 0-man column defensively. Got the receiver in a bad roll, so 3rd and 10. A field goal would cut it to 8. So we'll keep our eye on that. 3 wide receivers split out. Here's the quick slant. Tucker Kraft gets the 0-man column and incomplete, as he also got the receiver result. And here comes a field goal attempt from the 30, 47 yards, and it's good. Brandon McManus has cut this to a 1-score game, 31-23. Lions have the ball, 4:30 remaining. They're at their own 30. Blocking back set. Montgomery is the tailback. Back to pass. Defense looking pass. Short. No good. Tried to hit Khalif Raymond. 2nd and 10. Now under 4 minutes remaining. 2 tight end set. Defense guesses run. It's a button hook. This goes to Gibbs. It goes to the quarterback card and a yak opportunity for Gibbs. And he's got 8. So that makes it 3rd and 2. 3:36 remains. Packers desperately need a stop right here. Gibbs is the tailback behind 2 tight ends. Here's a hitch. 2-man in zone. Incomplete, but a penalty. And it's a holding against the offense. And that'll be declined. 4th and 2. And the Lions punt from their 38. 46-yard punt down to the 16-yard line. Fair catch right there. And with 2:42 remaining, 3 minutes exactly on the clock. Packers down by 8. They've got the ball. They're at their own 16. First down play, look in pass. We're going to Josh Jacobs. Catch and run, first down yardage. 13 yards, 6 on the white die. Got us to the 0-man column. From the 29-yard line now, 3 wide receivers split out. Don't forget, if they get the touchdown, they're going to need the 2-point conversion to tie this game up. Here's a screen, Josh Jacobs. And Josh gets a 5 on the white die, beats a linebacker, and another big run. Oh, but a penalty. And they're going to mark that back. Sorry. 1st and 15. Now from their 24. Again, 3 wide receivers. Watch out for Tucker Kraft in the flats here. I would be kind of expecting that as the defense shows nickel. But it's a run. Pitch out Josh Jacobs trying to get the edge. He's going to get 5 yards, so the penalty yardage is recovered. As we reach the 2-minute warning in Green Bay, Packers were once trailing 31-13, but it's 31-23, and they have the ball, 2nd and 10 at their own 29. 3 wide receivers. Love out of the shotgun. He's got Wilson beside him for that pass blocking. There's that quick slant to Tucker Kraft. Receiver opportunity. Kraft with the catch and first down yardage. 10-yard pickup on receiver right column. Clock runs down to 1:37 remaining in this game. Both teams all 3 timeouts. Packers now from their own 39. Back to pass. Looking deep. He wants Romeo Doubs. He gets a little pressure. We're dumping it off in the flat now instead to Dontavian Wicks. And a receiver reading and an 8-yard catch and run, and he does get out of bounds. That stops the clock. 1:22. 2nd and 2, Green Bay from their own 47. Jordan Love now over 300 yards, 24 of 45, 307. 3 wide receivers again. Here's a screen left side. This goes to Emmanuel Wilson. Catch, run, 13 yards and out of bounds at the 40. 6 on the white die gets us again to the 0-man column. New set of downs from the 40 for the Packers. Field goal will do them no good. 3 wide receivers split out. Look in pass. This goes to Jaden Reed, and he's got 6. A penalty, though. That's against the defense. That's great news. Wipe away the 6, take the 5 yards, the first down, and stop the clock. 1st and 10 at the Detroit 35. 1:15 remaining. Plenty of time to resolve this drive. 3 wide receivers split out. Could we have our 5th overtime game of the postseason? Look in pass. This goes to Jaden Reed and incomplete. Hit an empty spot on Jordan Love's right column. 2nd and 10. Now exactly 60 seconds left in the game. 3 wide receivers split out again. Wilson is the tailback. Better pass blocker. Inside handoff, though, to Wilson. Goes to the defensive car, and he's going to get 4. And that makes it 3rd and 6 as the Packers will burn their first time out. So a big 3rd and 6 coming up for Green Bay. They'll go right back to their 3 wide receiver set. Love in the shotgun. Wilson beside him. Lions show nickel. I think we'll see a flat pass, and we do. Sideline, this goes to Jaden Reed, and that's going to be a yak opportunity for Reed. He's got good yak opportunities. He's got 7, but a penalty against the Packers. They had the first down, 5-yard mark off, 3rd and 11, Green Bay. Out of the shotgun with 3 wide receivers again. Nickel defense. And it's either look in Kraft or this is a short pass. Back to pass and looking short. He wants Romeo Doubs. He's got it. Catch and run. 13 yards and out of bounds at the 23 of Detroit. Stopping the clock with 45 seconds left. Green Bay still 2 timeouts. So they can mix in the run a little if they want to. 3 wide receivers split out. Wilson the tailback. So same formation here. Inside handoff, Wilson, and he beats the linebacker. He's ahead for a short gain, but a penalty is going to wipe away another big play. 5-yard mark off against the offense. 1st and 15 at the 28 of Detroit. 52 seconds remains. Back to pass Love. He's looking deep. He wants Christian Watson. Too much pressure. We're dumping it off. He's going to Jaden Reed. He's got B-rated yak, but a 6 on the white die, and that's good yardage. 9-yard pickup. Green Bay probably going to burn their second timeout right here, and they do. Stops the clock with 45 seconds. Green Bay 2nd and 6. They're at the 19, so they're in the red zone. Long pass is out of play. Technically, you could still throw long. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Nickel by the Lions. 28 of 50 now for Love for 348. Looking pass, going to Jaden Reed. 1 man in zone. And incomplete on the quarterback card. And we've got another 3rd down, 3rd and 6. Clock is down to 30 seconds remaining. I'm sorry, 37 seconds remaining. Big 3rd and 6 coming up. I think it may be Kraft time. Third and 6 of the 19. 3 wide receivers. Split out. At the 19, that safety's free. So if you want to hit Kraft, that look-in zone with a 0 linebacker might be doubled. He may end up going to a flat here. He could also throw short. There's only 37 seconds left. We got a flat pass, right side, 1 man home to the defensive card. Receiver opportunity, catch and run, and a 1st down. And out of bounds as well at the 11. 22 seconds left. Big break as that was the receiver card and a +8 on Jaden Reed. Almost, about as good as you can get on that card. And he needed all of that, really, to get that 1st down. So 30 seconds left, 1 timeout for Green Bay. 1st and 10 at the 11. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Lions in a nickel. Look in pass. He wants Jaden Reed to the defensive card. It's incomplete. And that gets it down to 15 seconds remaining. I'm sorry, 22 seconds. The clock keeps showing something and then reverting differently once somebody calls their play. 22 seconds left. 2nd and 10 at the 11. Again, 3 wide receivers for Green Bay. They still have that 1 timeout. Back to pass. Looking short. He wants Dontavian Wicks. No good. Incomplete. And an injury to Detroit's Kirby Joseph on the play. 666s. That's not the critical thing here, though. 3rd and 10 at the 11. Actually, Kirby Joseph is a free safety 6. 3rd and 10. Big play here from the 11. 15 seconds left and 1 timeout. It's a slant. Quick slant over the middle. And it's caught. Tucker Kraft, but he's down to the 2. 4th and 1. Green Bay is going to have to take their last time out. 10 catches, 124 for Tucker Kraft. And Green Bay burns their final timeout. The game comes down to this. 4th and 1 at the 2. Full house set. Is he going to try to run for this? He does not have the run blocking up front. Defense guesses run. Back to pass. Short. That's caught. Musgrave has it. Touchdown Packers on the final play of the game. 31-29. Here comes the 2-point conversion to see if we're headed to overtime. Full house set. 4-3 blitz. Inside handoff. Jacobs gets his wrong column, but just gets a yard. Josh Jacobs finds his wrong column on the final play of this game with zeros already on the clock. And the only way he doesn't get that 2-point conversion is on a 5 or on a 6. He got the 6. It's +1. And with the 2-point conversion failing, the Detroit Lions sneak out a win. 31-29. Michael Emerson advances to the NFC Championship game. Congratulations to the Lions. And what a comeback by the Green Bay Packers, who outscored Detroit in the 4th quarter 23-3 and almost got this game to overtime. That was incredible. Coaches congratulating one another on a great show. Holy mackerel. All right. I dropped a note to the coaches to let them know that we will welcome them to the broadcast whenever they might be ready. Let me try to set up my room and display where I'll be able to see everything and the coaches if we get a post-game interview. What? Detroit coach says, that was a hell of a ride. Boy, it sure was. We thought for a second. I mean, Detroit was giving us the look of running away with this game. I mean, let's see. What was their largest lead? 28-6. At that point, they were up by 22 points. And that was with just 2:24 remaining in the third quarter. So Green Bay, with a little over 2 minutes left in the third quarter, was down by 22 points. And they managed to fight their way back into this game. And I'm noticing now that Green Bay missed a 2-point conversion when it was 31-13. They made it 31 now. But that doesn't make sense because I thought it said, McManus field goal made it 22. That's 9. That still doesn't look right. Yeah, it's interesting. The box score says that this score finished 31-28 with a margin of 3. That's not true. Scoreboard says 31-29, so that's what's throwing me off. Hey, listen, nevertheless, what a big win for Coach Michael Emerson. Let's get out here and take a look, as we do indeed welcome Scott to the broadcast as I cover up my hat hair again. Good morning, Scott Mueller. Holy crap, what a game. Talk to me.
I'll tell you what, it came back. Just heck of a game by Michael. That's a tough team. That is a tough team.
Well, you were down by 22 points with 2:24 remaining in the third quarter. You outscored them 23-3 in the fourth quarter. Talk about that 2-point play. I noticed it was on wrong. You only had 2 chances to miss it. What a terrible break. But did he call pass on that play?
Yeah. I had a pass call. What are you going to do?
I had it the other way around. I thought you were going to run on the 4th down conversion, and I thought you were going to pass on the 2-point one. But
so did Michael.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, I got one of the roles. Listen, that's a tough team. I had the advantage in the turnovers. I think that first half where I came up with like 3 points on 3 trips into the 10-yard line, that set the tone right away. And just tough game. He called a good game. He's got a good team. And how about that Lions Eagles game that we're setting up for? That's 2 Titans.
Yeah, no kidding. In fact, the good news for the Lions, they lost a couple of big receivers in this game. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams didn't turn out to be a huge factor because they were kind of milking a lead at that point. But you never know, especially that A-rated yak from Williams could have made a difference down the stretch for him, with the number of times that he likes to throw to that. Listen, you're right. It's a tough team to play. He's got those 2 running backs. Now, I will ask about this. You seem to pass a lot in the first half. I know you fell behind pretty quick, obviously. But then late, it's like when you started your comeback, what seemed to spring it was, and this is similar to the Eagles-Saints game yesterday, where the team said, hey, I need to start running while I still can. And I saw you start to really give Jacobs the ball, and he was making a difference for you and getting it on his wrong column. And he played a role in getting you back in this game, I thought. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I started hitting a couple short gains on his card, and I was missing him early on. The few times I did try to run, he's got a really good run defense. It's tough to run on him. I mean, that's the thing. Michael and I have played. This is 6 times over 2 years. We know each other very well and our tendencies. it came down to roles. I mean, he was getting a fair share early on. I wasn't, and it flipped 100%, right? And
Yeah.
I was getting the roles. We know each other, and we know the teams, we know the tendencies, and you know, I thought he had a really.
When a guy knows my tendencies, I end up getting my receivers doubled more than guys who don't know my tendencies. Even though I'm trying to mix it up because I know that's going to happen, they still know when I'm changing it up.
Yeah, and that team, I mean, I try to take away one thing on it's hard to call defense against, because especially with, I don't have, well, he has such a good pass blocking too. I can't get any pass rush on him, but you got to hope you're not, that Goff's not hitting the key plays, and early on you hit a couple of those long gains.
Yeah.
You got to go after one part of the team or the other, and just hope when you miss, he doesn't hit the right things, right?
Yeah, and I made one comment at some point during the broadcast that you were calling run an awful lot, and he was finding it on wrong. But I also noted, if there's any team in the set that you want to call a lot of run against, it's going to be these Detroit Lions. Those cards are just wicked on wrong column.
Yeah, Montgomery. I think I held Montgomery pretty much in check, and
you did early on. He hit a few short gains down the stretch, ended up with some decent numbers. But yeah, early on you had him bottled up, unless he was going to Gibbs on the ground. Montgomery was struggling. You're right about that. But
I think when I played him in the regular season, I think I got ahead, and that changed it a lot. And this one obviously it played out the other way. And
yeah,
just furious comeback. But yeah, I was playing with house money this season. This is not a 15-2 Green Bay team, so no complaints.
What was their record? What was their record?
Games with better Packer teams. What's that?
What was the Green Bay actual IRL in real life record?
I think they might have won 10 games. I don't remember, but
I only asked because you make a good point. That we do so much talk about these teams like Chicago and others that well exceeded their carded amount. The Saints are another example of that. But a team that goes 15-2. Sometimes you don't, maybe don't get noticed for how much more wins you did than what the cards are showing. I guess I had clued into that myself, but yeah, that's a big.
And listen, it was good fortune, right? It wasn't like I did anything special. I won some close games and beat some teams I probably shouldn't have beaten, but I can turn on a dime. But anyway, I got a busy day. I want to check in, just to recap this briefly, because that was a crazy game. Congrats to Michael.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm looking forward to watching that Eagles-Lions game. That is a tough matchup for those two teams.
We will be covering it for you. Scott, thank you so much for popping in after the game. I do appreciate it. And thank you for all year long helping us get the software updates out and keeping us on track. I sure appreciate you. I really do.
Thanks. You're welcome. I'll get the files out. Actually, I'll probably try and do them right away. Just get them behind me. All right, Tim, thanks. Good job. Take care, and thanks for everything you do. These broadcasts are, I don't know if I'll be able to revisit this one or not, but they're fun to watch.
I don't always revisit my losses. It depends. I get it.
All right. I got to go.
Scott. Have a great weekend, buddy. Enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Well, let's get out of here, all right? So what a game. This is going to be another one that I'm going to post out there that people need to watch. That was a hell of a finish, and I really enjoyed it. So, we are now officially out of the divisional round and ready to go to the championship round of the USFFL playoffs. So we are going to have Tuesday night is the plan right now for the Chiefs at home against the Bengals, and we will wait soon to hear when we are going to see the Lions and Eagles game. I'll definitely be broadcasting that one as well. Exciting postseason here. Really enjoyed it. Congratulations, Michael Emerson. You deserve it. You earned it. And we'll see you in the championship game. That's going to do it for us here. We appreciate anybody that took time to watch our broadcast live or later. And we also appreciate it if Harlan enjoyed the broadcast. Love you, Harlan. We're going to go ahead and sign off now. That's going to do it. And we will see you for the championship games this coming week.